For the Love of a Man, untuk cinta seorang pria. Only 5 dogs reached John Thornton's camp. Joe, Pike, Sully, Stick, and Puck. Hanya 5 anjing yang mencapai camp John Thornton. Joe, Pike, Sully, Stick, dan Puck. They fell on the ground and couldn't move. Mereka jatuh ke tanah dan tidak bisa bergerak. They were almost dead. Mereka hampir mati. It was nearly the end of winter, and it was a beautiful day. Itu hampir mendekati akhir musim dingin, dan itu adalah hari yang indah. John Thornton was repairing an axe. John Thornton sedang memperbaiki kapak. Is it safe to cross the river here? Asked Hall. Apakah aman untuk menyeberangi sungai di sini? Tanya Hall. Oh no, it's very dangerous. The ice is too thin, answered Thornton. Oh tidak, itu sangat berbahaya. Esnya terlalu tipis, jawab Thornton. Hal looked at him and said, I don't believe you. We must go to Dawson. Hal menatapnya dan berkata, saya tidak percaya kepada Anda. Kita harus pergi ke Dawson. He took his wife and cried, come on, Buck, let's go. Thornton knew these people were stupid and did not understand. The team did not move. After a while, Solek slowly stood up. Joe was crying, but he stood up. Pike tried twice and fell down. The third time he stood up. Buck did not try. Hal whipped him, but Buck did not move. Thornton wanted to speak, but he did not. Hal was furious and took the club. He hit Buck again and again, but Buck did not want to stand up. He had a strange feeling of doubt. He saw thin ice in front of him. After so much hovering, he did not feel the club. Then suddenly Thornton jumped on Hal and threw him to the ground. Don't hit the dog again, or I'll kill you, Thornton cried. It's my dog, said Hal. Go away, or I'll hit you too. I'm going to Dawson. Thornton stood between him and Buck. Hal took out his long knife. Thornton knocked it out and Hal's hand. Then Thornton picked it up and cut Buck's harness. Hal did not want to fight. Buck was almost dead. A few minutes later, Hal and the Celt went along the river. Buck raised his head and saw Pike. Saw Legs, Joe, and Dick pulling the sled. Thornton examined Buck's body. He was looking for broken bones. Buck was terribly thin and weak. You have many wounds, but no broken bones, said Thornton. A dog and man watched the sled. It was crossing the thin ice in the middle of the river. Suddenly, the back of the sled went down, and the front went up. There was a long of screaming. Then a big piece of ice broke, and the dogs and the people disappeared. John Thornton and Buck looked at each other. You poor dog, said Thornton, and Buck licked his hand. John Thornton was ill all winter. His friends left him at White River while they went to Dawson. Thornton had a lot of food, and he was comfortable. Now it was spring and he was better. During the warm spring days, he and Buck sat by the river. Buck watched the water and listened to the birds. He needed to long rest. Slowly he became stronger and better. John Thornton had 2 other dogs. Skid was a small dog, and she made friends with Buck. When Buck was ill, she took care of him. She washed his cute cuts with her tongue. Nick was a big friendly dog. His eyes loved. When Buck became stronger, the 3 dogs played together. Thornton sometimes played with them. The days passed happily. For the first time, Buck learned to love. He and Judge Miller were very good friends, but Buck did not love him. John Thornton saved Buck last, and he was the perfect master. He loved his dog and took good care of them. The dogs were like his children. He always talked to Buck. He took Buck's head between his hands and shook it lovingly. He adored Thornton. When Thornton touched him or spoke to him, he was wild with happiness. He sat near Thornton and looked at his face for hours. At first, Buck followed Thornton everywhere. He did not want Thornton to live like Francois and Pearl. Buck was very happy with Thornton, but he was a dog of the Northland. He dreamed of other animals and heard them calling him. It was the call of the wild. Sometimes, Buck wanted to answer the call. He often went into the forest, but he always returned to Trenton. Buck was not interested in other men. When Trenton's friends, Hand and Pete, returned, Buck did not notice them. He knew they were Trenton's good friends, and so he accepted them. Hans and Pete saw that Buck loved only Trenton and no one else. He was always happy to obey Trenton. One day, they were in Circle City. Black Baron was a bad and cruel man. He was in a saloon and he was fighting with another man. Trenton tried to stop them. Buck sat in a corner and watched. Baron hit Trenton and he almost fell. There was a loud growl, and Buck jumped into the air at Baron's throat. The man put up his arm and saved his life. Then he fell to the ground with Buck on top of him. Buck bit into his throat. Some people pulled Buck off the man. A doctor arrived and examined Baron's throat. The dog attacked only because Thornton was a danger, someone said. From that day, Buck's name becomes famous all over the Northland. In the fall of the year, Buck saved Thornton's life another time. The three men were going down the river. Thornton was in the boat, and Hans and Pete were on the river bank. They were holding the boat with a rope. Buck was on the bank and watched his master. Soon they came to a dangerous part of the river. The boat was going too fast because the current was strong. Hans pulled the rope to stop the boat, but it turned over. Thornton fell into the water. Buck jumped in immediately and swam to his master. Thornton took Buck's tail, and Buck swam bravely towards the river bank. But they moved slowly because the river pushed them to the rocks. "We can't get to the river bank because the current is too strong," said Thornton. He held onto the rock and let go of Buck's tail. Then he cried, "Go, Buck, go!" Buck obeyed and swam to the river bank. Hans and Pete pulled him out of the river. "We must work fast to save Thornton. He's in great danger," said Pete. They tied a rope around Buck and he jumped into the river again. The river carried him past Thornton, but he finally reached him. Thornton held on to Buck, and Hans and Pete pulled the rope very hard. Thornton and Buck disappeared under the water. When Hans and Pete pulled up, the boat seemed dead, but they slowly opened their eyes. Thornton examined Buck's body and found 3 broken bones. "We must camp here until Buck is better," said Thornton. Dia mengambil cambuknya dan berteriak, "Ayo Buck, ayo pergi." Johnson tahu orang-orang ini bodoh dan tidak mengerti. Tim tidak bergerak. Setelah beberapa saat, Solix perlahan berdiri. Joe menangis, tapi dia berdiri. Pike mencoba kedua kali dan terjatuh. Ketiga kalinya, dia berdiri. Kembali, Buck tidak mencoba. Hal mencambuknya, tapi Buck tidak bergerak. Johnson ingin berbicara, tetapi dia tidak melakukannya. Hal sangat marah dan mengambil tongkat itu. Dia memukul Buck lagi dan lagi. Tapi Buck tidak mau berdiri. Dia memiliki perasaan malapetaka yang aneh. Dia melihat es tipis di depannya. Setelah begitu banyak penderitaan, dia tidak merasakan tongkat itu lagi. Tiba-tiba, Johnson menabrak Hall dan melemparnya ke tanah. "Jangan pukul anjing itu lagi, atau aku akan membunuhmu." Johnson menangis. "Ini anjing saya," kata Hall. "Pergi atau akan kupukul kamu juga." "Aku pergi ke Dawson." Johnson berdiri di antara dia dan Buck. Hall mengeluarkan pisau panjangnya. Johnson menjatuhkannya dari tangan Hall. Kemudian Johnson mengambilnya dan memotong tali kekang Buck. Hall tidak ingin melawan, tapi Buck hampir mati. Beberapa menit kemudian, Hall dan kereta luncur berjalan di sepanjang sungai. Buck mengangkat kepalanya dan melihat Pike, Solix, Joe, dan Tick menarik kereta luncur. Johnson memeriksa tubuh Buck. Dia mencari tulang yang patah. Buck sangat kurus dan lemah. "Kamu memiliki banyak luka, tapi tidak ada tulang yang patah," kata Johnson. baik anjing maupun manusia, memperhatikan kereta luncur itu sedang menyeberangi sungai. Di tengah sungai, tiba-tiba belakang kereta luncur itu turun dan bagian depan naik. Ada banyak teriakan. Kemudian sepotong es besar pecah dan anjing-anjing serta orang-orang menghilang. John Tronson dan Buck saling memandang. "Kamu anjing yang malang," kata Tronson. Dan Buck menjilat tangannya. John Tronson sakit sepanjang musim dingin. Teman-temannya meninggalkannya di White River saat mereka pergi ke Dawson. Tronson punya banyak makanan dan dia merasa nyaman. Sekarang musim semi dan dia lebih baik. Selama berhari-hari, musim semi yang hangat, dia dan Buck duduk di tepi sungai. Buck memperhatikan air dan mendengarkan burung-burung. Dia butuh istirahat sepanjang perjalanan. Dia menjadi lebih kuat dan lebih gemuk. John Tronson punya 2 anjing lain. Skid adalah anjing kecil, dan dia berteman dengan Buck. Ketika Buck sakit, dia merawatnya. Dia mencuci lukanya dengan lidahnya. Nick adalah teman besar. Matanya tertawa ketika Buck menjadi lebih kuat ketika anjing itu bermain bersama. Tronson terkadang bermain dengan mereka. Hari-hari berlalu dengan bahagia untuk pertama kalinya. Buck belajar mencintai. Dan juga Judge Miller adalah teman yang sangat baik, tetapi Buck tidak mencintainya. John Tronson menyelamatkan hidup Buck, dan dia adalah master yang sempurna. Dia menyukai penggaliannya dan merawatnya dengan baik. Anjing-anjing itu panas di antara tangannya dan menjabatnya sepenuh kasih dan memuji Tronson. Dia selalu berbicara kepada Buck. Dia memegang kepala Buck dan tangannya dengan sangat penuh kasih sayang. Dia menghormati Tronson. Ketika Tronson menyentuhnya atau berbicara dengannya, dia sangat penuh dengan kebahagiaan. Dia duduk di dekat Tronson dan melihati wajahnya selama beberapa jam. Untuk pertama kalinya, Buck mengikuti Tronson kemanapun. Dia tidak ingin Tronson meninggalkannya seperti Francois dan Pearl. Buck sangat senang dengan Tronson, tapi dia adalah anjing dari Northland. Dia memimpikan binatang lain dan mendengar mereka memanggilnya. Itu adalah panggilan dari alam liar. Terkadang Buck ingin menjawab panggilan. Dia sering pergi ke hutan, tetapi dia selalu kembali ke Tronson. Buck tidak tertarik kepada pria lain. Ketika teman Tronson, Hans dan Pete kembali, Buck tidak memperhatikan mereka. Dia tahu mereka adalah teman baik Tronson, jadi menerima mereka. Hans dan Pete melihat bahwa Buck mencintai Tronson dan tidak ada orang lain. Dia selalu senang mematuhi Tronson. Suatu hari mereka berada di Circle City. Hitam, Burton adalah pria yang jahat dan kejam. Dia berada di salon dan dia berkelahi dengan pria lain. Tronson mencoba menghentikan mereka. Buck duduk di sudut dan menyaksikan. Burton memukul Tronson dan dia hampir jatuh. Terdengar geraman keras dan Buck melompat ke udara di tenggorokan Burton. Pria itu mengangkat tangannya dan menyelamatkan hidupnya. Kemudian dia jatuh ke tanah dengan Buck di atasnya. Buck menggigit tenggorokannya. Beberapa orang menarik kembali dan datang dan memeriksa tenggorokan Burton. Anjing itu menyerang hanya karena Tronson dalam bahaya, kata seseorang. Sejak hari itu, nama Buck menjadi terkenal di seluruh Northland. Pada musim gugur tahun itu, Buck menyelamatkan hidup Tronson beberapa kali. 3 laki-laki pergi ke Down River. Tronson ada di dalam boat, dan Han dan Pete juga ada di dalam riverbank. Mereka memegang perahu. Mereka mengikat perahu dengan tali. Buck berada di bank dan memandangi tuannya. Kemudian mereka memasuki bagian dalam bahaya di river tersebut. Perahu melaju terlalu kencang karena arusnya kuat. Hans menarik tali untuk menghentikan perahu, tapi ternyata terbalik. Tronson jatuh ke air. Buck segera melompat dan berenang ke arah tuannya. Tronson mengambil ekor Buck dan Buck berenang dengan berani menuju tepi sungai. Tapi mereka bergerak perlahan karena sungai mendorong mereka ke jurang. Kami tidak bisa sampai ke tepi sungai karena arusnya terlalu kuat, kata Trunchen. Dia memegang batu dan melepaskan ekor Buck, lalu dia berteriak, pergi, kembali, pergilah. Buck menurut dan berenang ke tepi sungai. Hans dan Pete menariknya keluar dari sungai. Kita harus bekerja cepat untuk menyelamatkan Trunchen. Dia dalam bahaya besar, kata Pete. Mereka mengikatkan tali di sekitar Buck dan dia melompat ke sungai lagi. Sungai membawanya melewati Trunchen, tetapi dia akhirnya mencapainya. Trunchen berpegangan kepada Buck dan Hans dan Pete menarik talinya sangat keras. Trunchen dan Buck menghilang di bawah air. Ketika Hans dan Pete menarik mereka keluar, mereka berdua tampak mati. Namun mereka perlahan membuka mata. Trunchen memberi satu Buck dan menemukan 3 tulang patah. Kita harus berkemah, Pete dan Buck, sehingga Buck lebih baik lagi, kata Trunchen.